Herm and Schrader on the Dirty Mo Media platform from the middle of America in St. Louis, Missouri starts right now.
You don't say Arnold, Missouri. You say Arnold, Missouri all the time. Everything's Arnold.
You know, we had a conversation about this because, you're from Dittmer, Missouri. And
Well,
you used to
I live in Dittmer, Missouri.
Yeah. Well, you used to say to me, why do you got that STL logo on the hood of your race car? And I would say, well, because I represent, I just kind of like, I would say this, Kenny, you and Rusty, I put you both, you're different, but you're both the same. You're both tough guys. Numbers don't matter. Towns don't matter. To me, I get emotional about everything. I'm a very emotional person.
Yeah. Okay. Numbers don't matter.
Yeah, they made did you see Dirty Mo made a big deal out of that on their own? I had nothing to do with it.
Okay. I want to reword what I said. I could give a rat's whatever about what number my car is. I don't care. I understand. You got to be 36. You got to be 36. It means everything to you. I almost want to change my number every year just to change it because I don't give a whatever. So numbers they don't make any difference for scoring the race anymore because we have transponders from most every little quarter-mile track in the world to Talladega. We have transponders, so they don't make any difference for scoring. But if someone has a big emotional tie, or the fan does, or whatever, that's fine. I just don't have it.
So I was talking to Mike Davis. He called me, and he said, hey, he says, Dirty Mo Media, they're off. We're still doing our stuff. We're still doing Herm and Schrader, but they're off. So they're editing. Yeah, what the hell the deal with that?
Yeah.
But they're editing up their best of. So those guys are just, they're editing up things from the past. So Mike Davis calls me and he goes, did you see that deal we made about Schrader and numbers? I said, I did. I said, caught me off guard. I said, I felt like that was a year ago. But anyway, good stuff. And looking forward, we do have a big story about numbers, and but we will get to that. That is about SVG. Numbers mean so much to Shane Van Gisbergen. I mean, this guy was bawling, crying emotionally, and we will get to that in the show. Craig Moore, there you are.
Hello.
Talk to us.
Talk to you. Okay, well, I've got a couple questions. What does the number 36 mean to you?
So when I grew up as a kid, I was born in St. Louis, raised in Rolla. On Main Street, there was this shoe store. It was called Blade's Shoe Shack. Blade's Shoe Shack sponsored a guy named Lee Lutz. Lee owned the car. My dad drove for him. And Lee was a great mechanic, and it was number 36. So when I was born, my dad was driving number 36. Then my mother, it was my mom, Judy. She looked at me and she said, Ken, hon, you're the third son. Now, my mother instilled this, at me. I'm very impressionable because I'm young. And mom goes, it's Rusty, Mike, and you. You're the third son. You're the sixth racer of the family. It's Russ, Uncle Gary, Mom ran Powder Puffs, Rusty, Mike, me. Now, this is Mom. She reminds me of Felix Sabatas. Have you ever been around Felix, Kenny, with numbers?
No, I haven't. I mean, it's around him, but
he gets crazy with numbers. Well, then to end it, Craig, I was born in 1963, so backwards 36. I've just been number 36 forever. And
that makes sense. I get it. Now I understand much more about that story. And you two both live in Missouri.
Yes.
How close are you to one another within the state?
We're 25 miles.
Oh,
25
so that's
miles. If the bird flies, we're probably 15. Takes 25 to get there.
We
Might be 20.
when Mark Martin drove up the driveway a couple weeks ago, Kenny was out there in Vegas and at the SEMA show. It was that show you were at. What's the name of that show?
Apex.
Is it Apex? Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I made sure that Mark Martin was out at Kenny's, so we just drove right on out to Schrader's shop and
Yeah, I called him, told him I was not a hoarder. It just looked like
oh my god,
got a lot of old shit.
this
So
is a
what's-
whole nother show.
well, okay. So Noah, I've got to dive down this rabbit hole now. Is what makes your shop look like you're a hoarder?
We have 15,000 foot shop. Well, I had a 15,000 foot shop here, and I had a 45,000 foot shop in Charlotte. And when we moved a couple years ago, we sold a lot of stuff, but we haven't sold everything yet. So we got 60,000 feet of stuff in this 15,000 foot shop. Now, it's a whole lot better than it was a year ago, but it's still, we're still sorting through. So it's full in some areas.
Do you know where everything is?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
And he likes to buy motorcycles.
Oh, I got 5 or 6 motorcycles. That's no big deal.
What's your
It's
favorite
awesome.
motorcycle?
Oh, I'm kind of a Honda guy. I was a Suzuki guy for a long time, but I've got different ones. I got adventure bikes, I mean, kind of go off-road a little bit. You're not going big time off-road with the bigger bikes, but I got some little dirt bikes. And when we go on the Kyle Petty ride, which this year is a 9-day ride, Kenny, you realize that?
Yes.
And it's May 1st to the 9th, I think.
yes.
And it starts at Sonoma, California, and ends at Charlotte Speedway. And it has some fantastic stops along the way. Have you been to the motorcycle museum, Dale's, before?
no.
You'll love that. I think we might be going to Coker Tire. I saw photos from there. We're going to ride Tail of the Dragon, which is 11 miles or something like that, through 318, 20 turns or something. We're going to the camp again, and we're going to wind up in Charlotte. But when we go, I get started because when I go on that ride, and Ann will go with me, so we'll take a Gold Wing trike on that ride, because I have not fallen down since I put the third wheel on the bike. Made a huge difference.
Trikes, when you got a sweetie, when you got a girl, besides trikes being awesome, they just are extra awesome when you got a girl with you too.
When you don't want to fall over, yeah.
Yeah. But we are looking forward to the Kyle Petty Schrader ride. They just got done with their dry run, and we are super excited. And Kenny, I am going to start, I'm announcing it right here. I'm going to start racing like Kenny Schrader, everybody. So if you watch any of these Herm and Schrader shows, I say Schrader. At the end of the show, I say, Kenny, where are you racing this week? And he goes, don't know, haven't filled it in yet. So I am going to do like Schrader next year. That means I will start the Kyle Petty charity ride and I will end it. We will not, we are not rushing.
You've done that before. You just got off a couple times.
Yeah, true. Okay, Craig Moore.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me do one thing.
Oh, yeah.
We leave Sonoma, California, Ely, Nevada, Moab, Utah, Pueblo, Colorado, Wichita, Kansas, Springfield, Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Asheville, North Carolina, and ends up in Charlotte.
That's awesome. And at Charlotte, we're going to the 10/10ths racetrack, not the Charlotte Motor Speedway, is what I saw Morgan Petty say. So that will be fun.
Yeah, it's right next to the Speedway.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. Good stopping in Graceland. Oh, there's a lot to say, but hey, while we're on it, everybody, Kenny, Schrader, and Craig will tell you the Kyle Petty charity ride, all the money goes to the Victory Junction Gang Camp. And if you feel it in your heart, go ahead and send them anything you got. It could be your time, but check it out because we have all been there, and it tugs on your heartstring.
Yep.
Yeah, those kids are roughed up, and it's sometimes their only time to fish or whatever it is. It is the real deal.
So full disclosure, I've got to ask something. The next time that I ride a motorcycle will be the first time that I ride a motorcycle that I don't wreck. So I've rode a motorcycle one time, I wrecked, and I said, I'm done with that. So I'm not a motorcycle person. Not that I have anything against it, but what's it like? Riding from Sonoma on a motorcycle to Charlotte. I mean, do you guys just get wore out riding a bike? It would seem like physically it may be a tolling experience on your body.
It's not bad. I've rode a lot. Most I ever rode one time was like 19 hours. But the way they do it and the way they've got it set up, it's the most you're on the bike at a time is what, 2.5, 3 hours, Kenny, maybe?
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
It is the most wonderful time. It is so organized. You want for nothing. They take care of your luggage. It's awesome.
Yes, it's great.
It really is. Fun. It really is. Okay.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you. Now I learned this week. I think I learned it. You wrecked. You said, right? On your motorcycle?
I will call it a wreck. Basically what happened was I was in college, buddy's house. Buddy of mine had a motorcycle, and he's like, why don't you try it? It's not that hard. I'm like, okay. So I get on this thing, and I've never been on a motorcycle. I gas it. I just give it full throttle, and the thing comes up on me, and we land on our side. And I said, okay, that's it. I'm done. Now I've ridden on the back of plenty of motorcycles. No big deal. But I'm good with my four wheels on the ground.
Okay. Well, I was with Mark Miner helped us this week, Kenny, and he does a lot of his towing company. Miner's Towing does a lot of work with the police, and the difference between a wreck and an accident.
What is it?
Well, from what he told me, he said, okay, you're sitting at a stoplight and someone comes in and plows to you.
Yeah.
You were in an accident.
Yeah.
That guy wrecked. That guy wrecked.
Oh, yes.
A wreck is avoidable. An accident you couldn't avoid.
Well, that's why they call it an accident.
You wrecked.
Where's Dick Trickle right now? That is Dick Trickle through and through. I love that.
He would explain it to us for sure.
Yeah, Craig, Dick Trickle would say to me, that was 50% your fault wrecking at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I said, Dick, the guy run into me. He goes, Kenny, my boy, you went on the racetrack.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they call it an accident instead of an on purpose.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It was not avoidable.
Hey, this is Dale Earnhardt Jr., and for the latest Herm and Schrader gear, you need to go to shop.dirtymomedia.com. We've got plenty of options for everybody, and we're adding new stuff all the time. So go to shop.dirtymomedia.com.
Okay, guys, we are all equally in charge here, but we got to get going because there might
I didn't know we
had
anything to talk about.
Oh, Lord, Kenny, come on. We had cup drivers out in Placerville, and, we got Joey Logano and Ross Chastain with the DAP award. We got Superman 4 in a row. Dason. I mean, we got to
Okay.
go. We got to go.
Let's go to where all the Hendrick drivers are upside down.
Okay. There's a method to our madness, everybody. Let's get the show started. All right, Kenny, I paid attention. You had a really good weekend. Tell me what you did over the weekend.
We went to the Turkey Bowl in Springfield, Missouri. They had an open test Wednesday. We didn't go. The actual event started Thursday. Our class, we ran the A mod and the B mod, and there was 529 cars over the 8 classes that ran the 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was kind of split up. Unbelievable Chamber of Commerce weather. 80 degrees in the daytime. Jerry Hoffman always has a great racetrack. Had good shows. And the A mod, they had 73 A mods. 20 make it. So that's your first hurdle, is to make the race. So we made the race. We were 7th, started 7th, and charged all the way to 6th.
That's really good. Really good.
Right. We didn't go backwards. And in the B mod, they had 83 cars, and we started 16th and got to 12th. So, I mean, the main thing there is it's just such a fun event. And, you know, Jerry has grown it. This was the 19th annual. So more cars came out. There was over 400 last year, but more cars came out because of the weather. And the thing about going to race at Jerry's track is, you know, the racetrack is going to be good. It's going to be smooth. It's going to have a top and a bottom, and you can run anywhere in between. So that's what makes people really want to go there.
Yeah, and let me just brag on Kenny a little bit, everybody. When you show up at these racetracks and there's 80 race cars, and that means 60 of them are going to go home because they only start 20, what Kenny Schrader pulled off. Let me remind everybody this.
Yeah, well, that's why
we all spent time with Dale Earnhardt Sr. And I'm going to tell you what Sr. said. Herman, just because you're a NASCAR driver does not mean you're any better than anybody. There are thousands of great race car drivers. So when Kenny Schrader went to Springfield, there were some guys that could be Cup if you know, they wanted to.
Yeah.
And it is no joke. It is no joke.
Well,
for you to make both races, it was Kenny, I'm bragging on you. What you pulled off was miraculous. Good job.
Miraculous, but we didn't embarrass ourselves real bad.
Well, Terry Phillips was in a B main.
Yeah, we were on a B main to get in too. In
the B mod.
In the B mod. But
yeah, well,
whatever. It worked out. It was a great show. And you know what? Behind the World Finals, not the World Finals, behind the Short Track Nationals at Charlotte Speedway and Boone, and maybe the Ice Bowl. Last year he was behind the Ice Bowl. Yeah. This is probably going to be the 3rd highest car count of the year.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boone Nationals, I guess.
Boone Nationals and the Short Track Nationals at Charlotte. Not the World Finals.
Yeah.
The Short Track Nationals the week before.
Yeah, with all the divisions. Well, and just from me to you, I know I like to remind people, I take tidbits of everybody. You teach me stuff. Earnhardt, Dick Trickle, and Rusty. And Rusty comes through right now. He says, it's sad to say, you got to remind people. And you know us Wallaces, we run our mouths. And so I'm reminding everybody.
Well,
it ain't easy.
You more than the other two, but yeah, you too. You do.
I've always loved to listen to myself.
Yeah.
Okay, and for me, I'm going to brag on me because my sponsors like him. You know, I've noticed something.
Brag
Kenny
on your
Schrader,
sponsors.
You know, I've noticed something Schrader does lately, and I'm going to take one from Schrader. Kenny Schrader says, win number 9 on the year, and it's something new he started.
You never said that this year, did you?
No, because I didn't want to steal.
I didn't want to.
I got to win number 7, and I just let it go.
Okay, I was just as just throwing it
No,
out there.
I liked it, but that was not like you. And I thought, here's what I do like about it. You would say the last one you said win number 13 on the year, but then the bishops, that are your bosses, they like that, and everything's Federated Auto Parts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take my opportunity that I learned from Kenny Schrader. My Sunoco dirt car won a couple championships this year, and they weren't easy. Had to go up against Rick Knoyer. So to say they were easy would be demeaning my competition. So I had to go against Rick Knoyer. So we won the Bull Ring Championship. That was between Peevely and Brownstown. That was against Rick Knoyer. And then we won the Missouri-Illinois region. And both of these were extremely hard. And I want to thank my sponsor, Sunoco, for sponsoring me. And Kenny, thank you for teaching me that lesson all year long. Something new you did, and I liked it. You reminded everybody, and you didn't know you were doing it. And I think of Dale Earnhardt Sr. all the time.
Yeah. You didn't just race Rick Knoyer.
Right?
Rick Knoyer was the one that you were in the battle with at the end, but you didn't just race Rick Knoyer.
Yes. Yes, he's very good. Very good. Okay. Here we go. The NASCAR drive. Well, take a sip of coffee, everybody.
I'm on the ice water now.
Here's the headline, everybody. We're starting the show 21 minutes in. NASCAR drivers head out west for the USAC open wheel midgets. They were at Placerville. And let's start like this, guys. Just a week before, maybe 5-6 days before, they all went out to Placerville, which was Kyle Larson, Corey Day. It's all about Corey Day right now. Kenny, Hendrick Motorsport announced that Corey Day will be in the 17 O'Reilly Auto Parts car next year, full time. So with that being said, that was a big announcement. Corey Day is really an open wheel guy. And Kenny, I'm sure you watched it. He flipped like you. I think even you'll admit that was a flip. Did you see it?
Corey Day turned over big time. Yeah, he took a ride. It was not one you want to be in. Yeah, Mr. Rick had to be thinking, "Oh, I got Corey and Kyle out there upside down." Kyle just spun around in the air. Now he spun around, pretty impressively.
Yeah, that was funny.
landed, and then tipped over. No, Kenny.
It was good though.
So many
it was
times.
funny.
But when you're riding in them, huge difference between Corey's and Kyle's. They both look really cool, but when you're bouncing, huge difference between the two of them.
Okay, when I was a kid, I'll never forget it. It maimed me. I saw Kenny Schrader. Okay, Craig Moore, I'm going through Valley Park, Missouri, and Kenny knows this story. I see Kenny Schrader at a stoplight. It scared the hell out of me. All the whites in his eyes were blacked out. So Kenny Schrader can tell you a thing or two about spinning like Corey Day did. Now, Kenny,
I was in wrecks and had some accidents.
Do you think Corey Day's eyes are blacked out today?
I don't know. He missed a good opportunity. That? If they're not, he missed an opportunity.
Tell everybody about that, Kenny.
Babies doing it, falling out of cribs or something sometimes. You just break the blood vessels in your eyes, and that's all. Yeah, it's just a big deal.
It looks a lot worse than what it really is what you're saying.
Yeah. Nemechek did it big time a month or so ago.
What about Ricky Rudd years ago, Kenny? 84.
Oh, yeah, he turned over at the Bud Moore's car. Got a little help off the floor. Tumbled big. What was big about that, the eyes, nothing. But then you weren't, the seats weren't like they were. And just like the King at Darlington, 67 or something. hanging out of the car while it's turning over and stuff. Them guys were lucky. But Ricky, his eyes were like swollen shut, so they taped him open, and he won Richmond the next weekend.
That's where I wanted you to go with this story. That was badass.
Yeah. No, Ricky is tough. I mean, Ricky is tough.
Okay, none of my business, but I got to give my opinion on this because this is like you're sitting at a bar. Hey, Wallace, what do you think Rick Hendrick was thinking when he watched that video of his new driver that could potentially make the big money, Corey Day? He's not 20, or is he? And he just signs with Hendrick Motorsport. And I got to tell you, everybody, I told Kyle Larson one time, Kyle, one of the greatest talents of all time. And all these drivers are going to do what they want to do. Let's be clear.
To a point.
If their owners let them do it.
Yeah.
They're going to do what they want to do. But I told Kyle this at the Dover Hotel Casino. He asked me about it. So much to where I'm saying it right here. And I said, Kyle, make your $100 million in NASCAR. I said, your dirt fans will be waiting for you. And when I watched Corey Day, I thought, oh my God, So Corey's so young that I'm thinking, hey, go win that O'Reilly championship, get in the Cup Series, then go back and visit your dirt friends. Because that was a close call.
Yeah. I had a little texting session with Mr. Rick sometime this summer when I think it might have been Eldora when they were hurting that weekend when they hurt 2 or 3 guys about Kyle and running there and just how good he is. And it was funny, his thoughts. Like he was letting him doing it, but he was holding his breath the whole time.
I told some friends, I said, go and do what Kenny Schrader did and Jeff Gordon did. Now, they might have done something here or there, but you never saw Kenny Schrader and you never saw Jeff Gordon go, you know what, screw the Cup car. I'm going to go run Eldora every week. What made you make that decision, Kenny?
Well, I ran my dirt car all the time and ran, some Silver Crown stuff and still while I was running, but it was different then. I mean, it was a lot different then. Guys weren't making what they make now, and it just wasn't, it wasn't as much at risk. I mean, it was a lot, but nothing like it is now.
I like the way you went about it. You drove, although you did. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm just saying what I saw. You didn't run an open wheel car every week. You were in your late model, your Budweiser 25, your AC Delco 52.
Wasn't Kyle leading? Was he leading or right there? He was right there.
Battling.
Yeah, but he got. I mean, that was Persley, wasn't it? Or
Dason, maybe it was Dason. Not sure. Everybody will remind us.
Yeah,
it was Dason.
That. I mean, it looked like he was sliding, but just missed it by 4 feet. And it just got Kyle out of the ballpark.
Well, it looked like he went down and hit the inside berm there, and that kind of not shot him up, but he kind of drifted up after that, and got into him.
And we will get to the NHRA drag racing later, but as everybody know, Pomona was an outright, monsooned out, and that rain was up there in Placerville. So the track was not ideal. It was very narrow. They started the race, everybody, like they do the Chili Bowl, everybody was around the bottom. Then Kyle caught lap cars, and he was in no man's land. I went, no, okay. So Kenny, they just did a good job getting Placerville in because of all the rain out there.
Yeah. Some of those West Coast tracks aren't that smooth most of the time.
They're gnarly. They're horrible.
They have some issues.
I asked Rico Abreu about that. I said, my God, every one of those West Coast tracks. He goes, yeah, that's why when we come to the Midwest, it's not a big thing. If we hit a pebble in the Midwest, we're like, oh, it's not. They jump is what they do.
Yeah.
They jump. Okay, so Dason Pursley won $20,000. That was one of your bigger open wheel midget races, I think. Kenny, is that right?
Yeah, that's good payoff for the midgets. It's one of their highest ones, got to be.
Yeah. Okay, we talked about Corey Day, who just signed to run full-time O'Reilly Auto Parts next year with Hendrick. He's going to drive the 17.
Okay, you say to run the O'Reilly's Auto Parts series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Corey Day is okay. Let's dumb it down for all of us old people. Corey Day is going to run full-time Busch series next year.
Yeah. Okay, but that was the O'Reilly's. Okay, when you first. Okay.
Yeah, I believe the sponsor of the car is the HendrickCars.com deal.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a big announcement. Okay, we're going to keep on going in NASCAR, everybody. They announced, and here's where we go with the numbers, everybody. Connor Zilisch will go full-time in Cup, as we always knew, with Trackhouse. But he's going to drive the 88. Okay, now we knew that. So we're going to go right to this, talking about car numbers. Numbers are very emotional for some race car drivers. Shane Van Gisbergen started crying, not a little bit, because he gets his number 97 back. 97 is a big number, is where he is from. And the locals back there celebrate his success in NASCAR by people running the 97. Look at me, I'm like SVG. So SVG reads a letter, and I believe it was from his father, or it was documented that SVG will be in the Cup Series next year here in America with his number 97. And so those two swap numbers. Connor Zilisch takes the 88, and SVG gets his 97 back. You guys got anything to say about that? That was NASCAR news. Okay.
Well,
you already
know
said
where I'm at on numbers, but I mean,
Okay.
no, if it means that much to SVG, that's great, and he needs to be 97. That's neat, and I think Trackhouse. I'm a big Justin Marks fan, and it's neat that they made that happen.
So we are going to go through Craig's notes later in the show, but we both overlap on this one, so we might talk about it twice. It was very surprising news in NASCAR. We knew about it early in the year, but we didn't talk about it. They got this driver ambassador program. But when I read this, I went, holy moly. So you take your NASCAR Cup drivers. NASCAR says, look, we're going to pay you guys because you're getting lazy. You won't help us out. So during the first quarter or the first half of the NASCAR year, whoever talks the most is going to get $1 million.
Man, you'd have been a shoe-in back in the day.
I'd have won, baby.
You'd have won that damn thing every year.
So in 2025, this year, Joey Logano, for running his mouth about how great NASCAR is, received a cool $1 million in real money. That is insane. And at the end of the year, the winner was Ross Chastain. So NASCAR gave away $2 million because the drivers are so damn lazy now that they just won't talk about the sport. And that's true.
And just to clarify, so it's split up into halves. So Joey Logano won the first half, Chastain the second half, but they're not the only ones making money on this. So like if you came in second place and we have the top 5 finishers for each half here. So like Kyle Larson in the first half of the year, he came in second. I don't know how much money he got, but he still got money. So, I know from the MRN side, we had drivers coming to us saying, hey, if you've got a opening, if there's a O'Reilly series or Busch series, whatever you want to call it, if you guys need a commentator for that, I am available.
I think you need to reword there, Kenny. It's
I'm
not the
having
drivers. Not the drivers are so damn lazy. It's a bonus for going above and beyond.
Yes, I
It's
agree.
not that they're so damn lazy.
NASCAR's driver ambassador program, they call it DAP, point structure and payment plan that incentivize drivers to promote NASCAR through media, community involvement, fan engagement. Joey Logano won first half of DAP for $1 million, and Ross Chastain won the second half, taking home his $1 million. Drivers earned 1 point. Now pay attention here, everybody. Drivers earned 1 point for each 15 minutes spent promoting NASCAR, but they were given additional points based on a variety of factors. Some examples of appearances: Joey Logano on Jimmy Kimmel, Chase Elliott on the ACM Awards, Bubba Wallace on Sesame Street, Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch on Games with Names podcast, Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch on the Pat McAfee Show, Bubba Wallace on Good Morning America, Ryan Blaney on Hype Beast, and to end, Craig says record number of driver attendance at MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, and PGA events. Wow, well done, Craig Moore.
Yeah, it was all me. I made him do it.
Look at his notes, everybody. Look
Just
at his
gotta
notes.
getting the name of our sport out there, keeping it in front of everybody.
Oh my God, I can't get over that. $1 million. Kenny, did you ever hear that story? So when Matt Kenseth wins the IROC championship, he goes to his local bank and they sent him the check for like $1 million. Like a real check that had one, it was, they make checks that big. It was Matt, somebody, I don't know. Respond right here, everybody. The story's out there. He takes it to his local bank, goes through the drive-through, and gives it to the teller. The teller looks at it. Her eyeballs get big, and she starts running. Hold on. Who was that, guys?
I'd never heard that one.
It was Matt.
I've heard the story. I believe you're right. I believe it was Matt.
Yeah. Matt's pretty funny.
Yeah, he tells it in his dry humor.
Yeah.
So I've heard. So we've all been around Matt, and I've never seen the dry humor Matt's. He's always been buttoned up in everything that I've been involved with him in. But the stories I've heard is that he was the funniest guy in the garage back in the day.
Yeah. He's just a good guy. I was at visiting a school. I had some special ed kids in there, and it was like a Tuesday after Daytona when he won it. He won it once or twice, but this was Tuesday after, and this one kid in there was like, "Oh, I'm a big Matt Kenseth fan, Matt Kenseth." And I said, "Well, let's see if we can call him. At least you can leave him a message." And he answered, which Matt always answers, but he was in New York doing this media stuff, but he was in between stuff. And I said, "Hey, buddy, I'm here, and I got a young man that really likes you." And they talked for 5 minutes on the phone. I signed the kid a postcard. I said to his parents, the giveaway cards to his parents. I said, "Your son Michael really did talk to Matt Kenseth today." So he's just a good guy.
The funniest guy and the best guy in NASCAR, probably in history, you're looking at him, Kenny Schrader. Oh. I can tell so many stories about Schrader, and he'll go, "That was not me. That was not me.
You better keep your mouth shut." Okay, next subject.
What about the one you said at the banquet to Jeff Gordon? Jeff.
Yeah, don't go there. Okay, next subject.
Wait, you're so mature now, Kenny.
Next
what
subject.
Happened? All right, everybody. That is our NASCAR news. I'm going to set you up, Kenny.
When you say NASCAR drivers went to California, that's not the news. The news is there was a USAC midget race there, and 2 NASCAR drivers showed up. I mean, there just happened to be 2 NASCAR drivers there, It's, the race is the race. It don't make any difference that just happened to be two guys showed up that run NASCAR.
I got something to say about this. So when I went dirt racing, nobody would take it seriously. And I said, go to Tony Stewart and go to Kenny Schrader and go to Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell and tell them that dirt racing is nothing. It's those little old cars and you run around those little old tracks. So when these cup drivers go to these dirt races, the spotlight is much brighter and it solidifies the seriousness of dirt racing. So my brother Rusty would say, what the hell you running that old dirt car? That's a little old racing. I don't mean nothing. I said, Rusty, tell Tony Stewart that.
Yeah.
So dirt racing's real. It's very hard and the best of the best. So what it is you forget what you tell me, Schrader. Dirt racing's really hard.
When you say Tony Stewart, I think you mean Smoke Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Smoke
that's
Johnson.
right. Oh,
Yeah,
tell that
right.
story. Tell that story.
Who wants to? I know part of the story. I know that he showed up at a track when he was. I believe it was. I don't know.
It was Chili Bowl, wasn't it?
Was it Chili Bowl?
Yeah.
I thought it was a sprint car.
I don't know.
I think he
Whatever it
did this
was.
numerous times.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's probably different variations, but
So he would go to these races, and if they knew he was coming, it would be standing room only. It would be insane, and they could not control the crowd at that time. So he did not want anybody to know he was coming to the racetrack. So he was entering as Smoke Johnson, so that way he could race the car without people, in the pits, and that's kind of how it started. Because he was so damn popular. And if you remember at the end there, he was getting into fist fights with fans in the pit area. And so Tony was right all along. It's like, let me just run this damn car. And people were getting very aggressive. So Tony knew what he was doing. He's very smart. Superman, Jonathan Davenport. Wow. Against the best. They were all there. He went on a heater. He won 2 out of 3 at the Dirt World Finals. 2 out of 3 against the best in America. Then he went down to Sonoya and he won them all. Tell me about what you saw about Jonathan Davenport.
Well, they didn't. He's not called Superman because he wears a cape. He's on top of his game. And, he didn't win Lucas Oil deal this year, but week in, week out, if you outrun Jonathan, you're right there. And no one's done it. I think the last 4 times he's been out. And that's when they weren't just one series and most all the guys showed up. So, yeah, he's stout. And, he has been for a number of years now, and he's just like other people have been in the past. He's, Billy was there, Billy Moyer was there, Bloomquist was there, he's there. It just, he's going to ride it for all it's worth right now.
Yeah. And we already talked about it. Dason Pursley, that was 100 laps at Placerville. That was not an easy race. 20 grand. What do you know about Dason Pursley, Kenny?
I don't really know much.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
I know
to
that
both.
he was getting booed really loud when he got out of the car in victory lane.
They were mad he outrun Kyle Larson.
Well,
Well,
I
he
don't
wrecked
think the
Kyle Larson.
outrunning was the problem.
yeah.
Man, I'll
He
tell
was
you what.
involved in Kyle flipping out of the park, circling out of the park.
I talked to Rico Abreu. We were at Fairbury 5 years ago, and they're coming to the Checker in open wheel midgets. Illinois Speed Week for open wheel midgets. And the second place guy is not even close and does his slide job. And this driver takes his right rear, sticks it right in the center of Rico, knocks Rico up, and the guy wins the race. And the race is over. And I went over there, and like these kids nowadays, Kenny, was it like They didn't think anything of it. What about in your day, Kenny? Was that a no in your day?
Well, you'd get your head, you get an eye blackened real quick. It just didn't happen all the time. We had a couple guys that were a little rough run with, but that stuff didn't fly. It just didn't happen. Hey, let me tell you one real quick. I'm talking about it was just different because Jimmy Carruthers, 75, I think, won the USAC Silver Crown Championship.
What a name.
But he gets diagnosed. He doesn't make it. He doesn't live to the banquet in December. He gets diagnosed with terminal cancer during the season. But I wasn't there. But the story goes, him and Gary Bettenhausen at Winchester, of all places, in a sprint car. And they go down into one, and Bettenhausen winds up wrecked. And he's waiting for Jimmy after the race. He goes down there to jump, not physically, but to get in Jimmy's face. And Jimmy just smiles and hands him a beer. He said, "Gary, we're at Winchester, and you're trying to outbrave a terminal cancer patient."
Holy moly.
So they just had a beer instead. It was different.
What a story. That is unbelievable. That has stopped me in my tracks.
I wasn't there, but I've heard it too many times.
Kenny, sometimes when I see what racers do, don't make fun of me. But I see some of these things where people, the old saying, I drive it until I see Jesus. Do you think some people in their mind when they're going in the corner, do you think they think it is about bravery? Like you and I, we're all about geometry. We got to enter at this corner so we can get off the corner at this speed. Do you think some drivers got it in their mind that they are daredevils? Because I never thought I was a daredevil. I thought I was doing dangerous things and I could die, but I never drove the car thinking I was going to die. I mean,
I don't think a lot. It sounds good to say that stuff, but I don't think a lot. I always let off right before I think something bad's going to happen.
Me too, buddy. Me
and
too.
It makes no difference. Makes no difference how much throttle you use or how deep you drive into the turn. The only thing that makes any difference is from the start-finish line back around is how long that takes. And it's not always by getting in there the hardest.
I saw a picture this week of Danny Ungaius, which it's been around for years, I know. Did you see it's just out again to remind everybody.
Legs hanging out.
Oh, Lord.
Stan Fox was the same way.
Oh, my God.
He hit his head, though.
Yeah. Okay, let's lighten this up. That story stopped me right in my tracks. Unbelievable story. Wow. Okay, everybody. Okay, let's let's breathe. Let's go to NHRA. We're getting closer to jokes. I like this headline, guys. I want you both to comment on this. I saw this headline, so I typed it out exactly the way Jeff Gluck and Bob Pockrass. I think it was Bob Pockrass because it's on Fox, and Bob Pockrass works for Fox. Here it is. NHRA gets outright canceled because of constant rain in Pomona. I like that headline. Tell me what you think of that, Kenny.
If it rains, you can't race. Drag cars.
Yep. Yeah, they're not even going to Monday. They're not even going to Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was because I don't know what dictated that decision, if it was because of continued weather or what. But obviously, I read somewhere that everybody kind of agreed it was the right decision.
Yeah, but it can get tough too. I mean, I know they do a really good job on the starting line, but man, just keeping rubber laid down in between rain, and I know they got the ability with the machines. But okay, so Kenny, I'm super excited. Our hero, Doug Coletta, as hard as it was for him to win those championships, he is now your 2025 Top Fuel NHRA champ. Congratulations to Doug Coletta. I got goosebumps just now because I like him so much. Austin Prock wins funny car. Dallas Glenn, what a cool name. He wins pro stock. And Richard Gatson wins pro stock motorcycle. And everybody, that is your NHRA champions. And just for a kicker, while we were all racing or off, it's official. John Force announced his official retirement.
Mm-hmm. What a career. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, he was still winning when he got hurt. So I mean, he was on top of his stuff till the very end.
I like what he said, guys. Craig, I'm going to ask you this. He said, if the fans make a lot of noise and they get real loud, I might come back and do a burnout. Because he was the king of burnouts. They'd get there to watch. What do you think of that, Craig, if he comes back and just does a burnout?
I think that'd be freaking awesome. Who doesn't want to see John Force do a burnout?
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm all for it.
Kenny, let me just say this. He's not right. He got roughed up. So just doing a burnout is a big deal, Yeah, that's heartfelt. God, I love that guy.
We did a commercial. I don't know if it was Western Auto or something. There was half a dozen of us in it years ago. Oh, wow, was he funny when he was telling stories. Can't tell them either, but wow, he had some good stories. Junior Johnson was in it. He said he was telling juniors, "You need to put me in there. Put me in there. I can do it. Put me in there."
So,
speaking of commercials, Schrader, I was flipping through the old Facebook feed the other day, and it just popped up one of your old commercials where you're in a store like a Little Debbie cake, and you're holding the Little Debbie like the poster guy, and the guy's like, "Who's racing the race car?" And you got the poster race. I just laughed. It was funny.
Little Debbie did a lot of neat stuff. They're good people.
So much to say. That is another segment. Wow. I was getting ready to comment, but I thought, no, let's keep going with Craig's notes here.
I liked in the day. I liked all the ESPN ride-along commercials.
Yes.
Saw one of those the other day also.
But Kenny, you had such great sponsors. Here I go. See?
Okay,
your
so the jokes.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me finish up. You had great sponsors, and you were in every convenience store. And okay, so up this, everybody, with NHRA. Those are our friends over there. They canceled the final race at the season. John Force retires as a 16-time champion, all-time NHRA winner at 157 wins. And Craig Moore in his notes says, John has not raced since June of 2024 when he wrecked Virginia Nationals. And we'll finish this by a controversial statement. I've seen Dave Moody and I've seen other NASCAR types say this. What would happen if NASCAR canceled a race? Now, we know they wouldn't, but this is the difference in both series. This is why we bring it up. I do remember, Kenny, where we went all the way to Tuesday. If you remember back in Michigan, maybe, 10 years ago, we went all the way to Tuesday. Would the fans tolerate us canceling a race, Kenny?
I don't know. You and I don't have to worry about that. None of the three of us do, because that's not our decision. But we also went to Loudon, New Hampshire on a Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving and ran the 312-mile race that Jeff Burton won, I believe, without a yellow flag.
Yeah.
But explain why you had to do that. Why you had to go, because you're basically going, that race had to be postponed.
Was it that 9? Was that 9/11?
9/11.
9/11.
Yeah.
Yes.
9/11.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, I forget the whole deal because was that the race that was supposed to be that weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Correct.
there wasn't another place to put it, so they put it there. And we went to Dover. We skipped a weekend, then we went to Dover. And I remember I was in St. Louis, I guess. I was eating with Joey, takes care of dirt car, and Helton called, say that they were canceling that weekend. And Joey's listening. He knew I was talking to somebody in NASCAR. And Joey's like, sounds like I just got screwed. So
Yeah.
we went dirt racing.
Yeah. Sorry, but I do have to finish Craig Moore's notes here. World of Outlaws sprint cars, and we know, Craig, how big of a sprint car guy you are. Do you want to take this one? Go ahead and take the one about.
Okay. Well, yeah. So David Gravel champion, back-to-back champion. First time he's one of a small number of drivers that have been able to do that, and that's Schatz, Kinzer, Sammy Swindell, Brad Sweet, Jason Myers, who had a pretty short career but a good career. David won his 120th race at the World Finals. He's just 2 away from Danny Lasowski. Yeah.
Which put him 5th or 6th?
So Lasowski is currently 6th on the list.
Okay, that'll put David.
So that would put him at 6th.
When he gets to. And David's the only current driver that, can.
Yes.
I mean, we got a lot of good current drivers that are going to win a lot more races, but David's moving up into that top group there.
And I saw something this week that made me smile. Kenny Schrader made a rare appearance on Facebook. Kenny Schrader and Aaron Evernham have won one World of Outlaw. And that is hard to do. And she's no joke. But Kenny, tell me about that one World of Outlaw win. Where was that?
It was at Grant City in 1900.
It's
Without a
still
wing.
big deal.
It's when the Outlaws would run like one night. A lot of times they'd run 2-day show at some place. One night they'd run without a wing. Next night they'd run with a wing.
Yeah. Speaking of Aaron Evernham, she's married to Ray. She was the real deal, wasn't she, Kenny? And I mean,
Yeah.
It inevitably stops. It's so hard for a lady to stay racing. Just the hardest thing.
A lot better dirt racer than her husband.
Yeah.
Hope you're watching, Ray.
And he is. He will hear about it. Okay.
If you ever run into Ray and Aaron together.
I tried to stay off the racetrack so I didn't run into Ray. That would be an accident because it was unavoidable if he was out there.
Ask Aaron or Ray about the time that Aaron won a race and then Ray wrecked her after the race and literally sent her outside the track.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Brother Rusty won a race at Springfield, Missouri, Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. His first win against Larry Phillips and Mark Martin. And Rusty comes, the race is over and he makes one more lap down the front straightaway and he's waving to the fans. Me and Paul Andrews, the dog, we're so excited. We're running to victory lane. And Rusty's coming back and the whole clip is, he destroyed the car. We said, what happened? He said, I was so busy waving. He told us the truth. He was waving to the fans and running right in the wall. Yep. Oh, man. Okay. Jokes.
We got jokes. All right, here we go. Jokes. Why don't eggs tell jokes?
I don't know. It sounds funny already.
Oh, wait a minute. Nope. It's joke and yolk.
What?
They already yolk.
Nope. No yolk.
Okay.
No yolk.
Okay.
They might crack up.
Oh.
Yes. As
Okay.
Ann would say, that's sweet.
What did the big flower say to the little flower? Hi, bud.
Oh, that's
Yeah, bud.
Gotta be smart.
You got to think about these a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the guy who got hit in the head with a can of soda?
Pop. Something about pop. That's what I'm guessing.
He was lucky it was a soft drink.
Oh.
So you guys in the Midwest, you say pop, right?
Soda.
Pop.
Soda? Okay.
Soda.
I grew up in Cincinnati and it was pop. Everything was pop. Down here, it's all, well, you've lived here. It's Coke. Give me a
Pop,
Coke.
pop, fizz,
It's
fizz.
pop.
Oh, what a relief it is. I remember that commercial. What was that
Go to
commercial?
Earnhart's and get
Alka-Seltzer.
cold beer.
What was that, Kenny?
Go to Seniors and come over and have a cold beer. I said, well, how else do you drink them? I mean, you drink it hot, you know? I mean, they said, we'll have a cold beer. I said, okay.
They say that in Wisconsin a little bit too. Is that it?
That's all the jokes I got.
Well, it
I
was
guess
good.
I got something I'm gonna spring on you guys.
Oh, good.
So we're gonna play. Let's get to know the Kennys.
Oh, okay.
So I've got some questions for you, not racing related.
Uh-oh.
I've got a whole bunch of them. I'm not going to do all of them. If it goes well, maybe we'll do it again the next time we do the show. So, Mr. Wallace, what was your first car? Not race car, but road car.
Brother Rusty's mother-in-law, Noe, we call her Novella. She gave me a green 68 Chevelle with a Kenny, the top, it was like that leather. What did they call that? A hard top? Vinyl. Yeah. And I am so disappointed in myself that I didn't realize that I had a really kick-ass body. I sold it to get, she gave it to me and I sold it. I just was dumb and bought Kim a 78 Pontiac Grand Prix. So when we got married, she had a nicer car, but that was my first car. And I know he's gone now, but that sure was nice of her.
What about you, Schrader? What was your first car?
64 Dodge window van.
Ooh.
Daddy told me to give me $500, buy a first car. Bought that baby. We painted it. Paneled the inside. Window van, so just from the windows down. Painted burnt orange and white. It was white. And put a set of chrome reverse wheels on it. Sold that baby for $1,500. And from then on, I didn't much care about cars. I was just, if buy one and sell it, buy one and sell it, buy one and sell it.
Did you have any girlfriends up in there?
Not in the window van.
Yeah. You didn't have curtains, huh? Cheech and Chong.
All right, let's go on to the next question. Schrader, we'll start with you. What is your favorite vacation destination?
Volusia County Speedway in February.
I had a
As long
feeling.
as you got a race car.
I was going to say, I know him as good as
Yeah.
anybody. He can't stand vacationing.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right, Herm, what about you? What's your favorite vacation destination?
Right now, it's Brother Rusty's place in Cabo. And actually, I need to get Kenny and Ann to go because it's to die for. You just go down there and you leave. You say, let's go into the city of Cabo. You get down there, you get everywhere, you go, let's go back to the house. It's just overlooking the city of Cabo and Sammy Hagar's joint. And it is a beautiful swimming pool, hot tub. And Gio is the bus boy and the meals and the massages. And it's just incredible. Yes. So
I've talked to a couple of people that have stayed there, and they have talked about how everything you just said, and the food is impeccable, just like
you want for nothing. It's like everything you want to do in life is like right there. Like when you go, hey, let's have a spa day. These people come up in a van, and you eat breakfast, and they go, okay, are you ready, Kenny and Kim? And all day long, I mean, it's spa day, and it's like this is incredible, and it never stops. It's just every day it's something off the charts. And Schrader, Gio can make you anything you want. And buddy, that hot tub, you don't want to get out. It's awesome.
Can he build a 1/4 mile dirt track about a 1/2 mile away?
You know, I always think that, they call it the Baja 1000. They go from San Diego down to Cabo. I think that's as close as we could get.
That would be good. That'd be good.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more of these. Wallace, how did you meet your wife?
Oh, I was a senior. I was in 12th. She was in 11th. And she came in to photography class, learning, back in those days, you took pictures. So we were developing film and she came in and buddy, it was the first day of school and she was dark complected and she's got her eyebrows are perfect. And buddy, I just stopped right in my tracks. So much to where Rusty and the whole team would make fun of me. Oh, Kenny's got a girlfriend. That's when it started.
Schrader, how did you meet Ann?
She was dating a friend of mine, and which they eventually got married, and we were just good friends. And I met her through him, and then a couple years later they got divorced, and I was cleaning out my desk and I saw her business card because she was a nurse and worked for a pharmaceutical company then. And I called her and we ate dinner, and then she needed someone to go to a wedding. I needed someone to go to a banquet, and things happen.
I want to brag on their relationship. I inducted Kenny Schrader into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, or the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame, downtown St. Louis last year, and Kenny's best friends were there. And I watched Kenny Schrader get emotional, and he thanked Dan, and he started well enough.
Yeah, because she had a job and I hadn't, and I owed her $2,500, and if I married her, she'd forget about the $2,500, and I could get health insurance. So it was a no-brainer. But then 1 week later, I got a cup ride. You talk about can't catch a break, man. I just can't catch a break.
Man, they got a great marriage. I love your wife, Ann. She's awesome.
My house is a fun place to visit, but boy, you got to be tough to live here.
Yeah. I want to say something about her. She is one of the rarest people I know. She's a lot like me, right? Because she talks and she has fun. Yeah. But listen, she sends cards to people, pops them in the mail. She is such a wonderful lady and heartfelt. Sends me a birthday card every year. I call her or text her.
It's hard for you or her to sneak up on somebody, but, but you can't. She can do it, believe me.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. Oh, I forgot I was running the show. Schrader, next year you're going to start running this damn Herm and Schrader. Okay, everybody. That is it.
I think Schrader's mic is dead. He's.
Oh, stop it. He does that stuff to me all the time. See, I know that one. That's how long I've been with Schrader. I know that one.
Say goodbye, Kenny.
All right, everybody. We'll just say goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening as we come to the end of the year here. The shows will be getting a lot less.
Do we think anybody listened?
Well, we know they do. All right. Remember, if you want to watch this on the Kenny Wallace YouTube show, you can do that. If not, watch or listen on the Dirty Mo podcast. Until the next time, goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.